Shopping is one of the most important elements for any international tourism sector, and particularly important for the UK. It's a key motivator when people are choosing where to visit for their holidays and business activities. And it's the main way that when people come to the UK, they spend their money. It's probably the largest single sector of international visitor spend is on shopping and retail. It's consistently one of the major factors for people choosing to visit, and particularly for high-spending visitors from the Middle East, the GCC countries, of whom over 50% say shopping is the reason they visit the UK. You can't create and recover the UK's international visitor economy without putting shopping right at the centre of it. There is absolutely no question that the UK is lagging severely behind, particularly our European competitor countries, even at this early stage. The other figure I would give you from that survey was for visitors from the Gulf states, who are one of the biggest spenders, are people coming from the Gulf states. In the EU, their spending is now, compared with that last quarter in 2019, 153% of what it was in 2019. It's not just recovered, it's recovered plus half. In the UK, 60%. And we had a great example of someone coming over from the Middle East who picked out in one of the big brands, global brands, £60,000 worth of suits to buy. And when they got to the counter, they were told tax-free shopping is not available anymore. They left all 60,000 there. They went to Paris, to the same shop, same brand. They bought it in Paris. They got their tax-free shopping. They brought them back to the UK to have them tailored and fitted. So we lost out on that. Gulf states ambassadors are telling us that the system that the UK has, particularly the electronic visa waiver scheme, is now less attractive, the UK system, than the Schengen one. And Britain has always said that we will match the Schengen offer, both in terms of the process and the offer of the Schengen of the visa, and we're falling behind on that. Marketing Manchester said, the visitor economy of Greater Manchester, which secures over 100,000 jobs, will be dealt a hammer blow by the decision to end tax-free shopping. And Essential Edinburgh, which again is the business improvement district, the centre of Edinburgh, tax-free shopping is fundamentally crucial for Edinburgh city centre. On top of the existing challenge, the loss of tax-free shopping would be catastrophic for the city. If you look at the Tourism Recovery Plan, which has set ambitious targets for getting back to 2019 spending by international visitors by the end of 2023, it's 60 pages long. It doesn't mention shopping once. It used three areas where we think they definitely have got it wrong. They've overestimated the cost of extending it to the EU by about 300%, because they've assumed that EU visitors spend the same amount as non-EU, and they know it doesn't. Visit Britain says they only spend a third, so they're 300% out on that. They've underestimated the impact of ending it on non-EU visitors, because they reckon only 10% of people use tax-free shopping. That's wrong. Over 30% use it, because the government has said that tax-free refunds represent tax-free users, and they don't. They're different figures altogether. And the third thing that's really important is that the government and the Office for Budget Responsibility, the Treasury and the OBR, have both admitted that all they've done is look at the gross figure. They've said, on this reduced amount of retail sales, given that we'll lose a lot of it, we still will make 400 million in VAT a year, and that's a plus, absolutely. But what they've admitted they haven't done is looked at the negative side of it. They haven't looked at the net impact. But I think we could go one step further. Government and Britain, the government and business could work together. We've got the chance after Brexit to come up with a scheme better than the Europeans have. I don't know how we do it, but business and Treasury working together, I'm sure could come up with something that is uniquely British and makes Britain not just on a par with European countries, but actually better than. One of the ways around that is to go down, as the government mentions in the Tourism Recovery Plan, more digitalisation and looking at the electronic visa waiver scheme, which we already in principle use in the Gulf states. It's not as good as the Schengen one and it needs upgrading, but we do accept that for certain people, in particular high spending, you can do away with the need of having to get that visa.